the Mark Ballard Show.
We are live in the studio, Pack 14. A special interview today with my special guest, Kimberly Bell. She is an author now, and she wrote a book called The Epitome of Kimmy. Please give her a special warm welcome. How you doing, Miss Kim?
I'm doing good, Mark.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's no problem, man. Look, let me tell you. This thing here is going to go far. We're going far. The Mark Ballard Show is going far. The Epitome of Kimmy is going far.
This is my memoir, The Epitome of Kimmy, Accept and Embrace It All. My journey from pretty much 5 years old to now. I came up with a logo, Accept and Embrace It All, through revisiting my past, my journey from the time that I was adopted, what led up to the adoption, misdiagnosis, teenage pregnancy, going into marriages with physical abuse, mental abuse, having 4 adult children. Then I had my youngest, which will be 6 years old soon. And now with my journey of accepting and embrace it all, finding the love, the self-love, the investing in myself, encouraging and inspiring others that some things in my journey, mistakes, past bad decisions, choices that I had made through the journey, I can accept and I can embrace that it didn't define me. It taught me lessons to where I need to go now and what I need to do to keep my mentality and to be the best that I can be in life.
Sounds pretty good to me. What is the meaning of this book? What influenced you to write this book?
Well, for years I wanted to tell my truth and my story, but I had to heal and I had to make sure that I wanted to express my truth and my journey through the eyes of someone else, of looking at their decisions and accepting that even though the outcome may not be what you want it to be, you can still be the best person you can be. You don't have to be in situations or accept that your journeys or your challenges or obstacles had you depressed or go through a drought in your life that you could not just move forward or move on or overcome or feel peace and look forward into joy and happiness. I used to always get into a season that I was so anxious as far as because of revisiting my past. I had a trauma bout of rejection and abandonment. So it continued to carry through my life into my relationships. And having that not healed and having that same mentality, it's like a repeating generational curse or repeating bad cycle in your life that I had to find grips and say, look, this is not who I want to be. This is not my outcome. This is not who I am as a person. And I had to make the choice of making sure that my truth is out, making sure that I accept and being able to let people know that we all have past. We all have choices. We all have decisions that we had to make. And we have to live with our consequences. But at the end of the day, we have to look at where do we want to go from there.
Absolutely, I feel you.
Where is our choice? What's decision?
Right.
How do we want our life to be? And I had to choose. I was very determined as a little girl to choose to have hope, have some type of hope of a silver lining, the pot of gold. And even at the ending of this book, it's not really a pot of gold of what people would think of reconnection of my birth parents or something like that with the relationship. You'll have to read it. But it is a pot of gold for me because I am the woman that I am.
Right.
And I'm one of the best people on earth that I can be. I'm wonderfully created. I found I was a gift to my mother and father, and uniquely made, have flaws, but I've learned through self-love that the flaws are just as beautiful as the not flaws.
Right.
So these are all healing process that I wanted people to come out of this book of not just pointing one chapter, but really looking at the whole journey, the whole story of when you have a child young, or when you have a child out of wedlock and you're grown up in a structured Christian home, that you are told certain beliefs that follow you through marriages because of the beliefs that you were raised in. You know,
I understand that. The church stuff.
The church stuff. And church stuff, it was taboo.
Yeah,
and talking about what is going on in the home.
Man,
what's going on in the home stays in the home. You better not go and tell nobody. If you need all the help you can get, you better pray about it.
You better pray about it.
But it's unfortunate because you have a lot of things going inside the home that people, if they're not addressed, they suffer. And suffer for years because it's not exposed. It's not dealt with.
Yeah. It's like a burden on you. You couldn't get rid of the...
Right.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. And this is also of the Mark Ballard Show. This is the spiritual and mental health segment of this show.
And I knew that once years starting off my career, I've always wanted to inspire anytime, any chance that I get. To inspire young, old, whoever, male, female, on not giving up, not giving in. First, start with you. None of this could have ever happened if I didn't choose me. If I didn't choose me.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what they said. If you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. You got to work on yourself first before you even try to even take care of somebody else. So
Exactly.
That's really deep right there. And I would also like to ask you a question. What motivates you? What's your motivation of self-love and confidence for yourself?
It used to be my children. Now I can truly say it's me. Each day, every night, I motivate me because children can disappoint you. Sometimes children can't even be there when you really need them. I have this week I had so much is going on with the work, which is good, and the book and everything, and my adopted dad, who was my hero, that taught me the foundation of prayer and love and forgiveness. I used to hear him reading the Bible out loud, kneeling down at our little record player. You remember those little record players that was like in a cabinet?
Yeah, component set. I used to call it component sets.
Yeah, we had one, which it was a nice little spread on top of it with the family Bible. Yeah. But he would kneel there and pray.
That was the altar.
Yeah, that was his altar. And I used to listen. I used to get up in the bed, in my bedroom, and I would just listen. And he taught me the foundation of prayer. And I had got into the system after having a child at 15 and then having 4 in my 20s, that I pretty much gave them my life and got into a point in my life that I felt guilty if I would buy something for myself and not buy them, get caught up into feeling like if I took care of me, I'm being selfish. I need to they're my responsibilities, they're accountable, and so through the healing process and through investing and learning in me, I started understanding and now doing things for me. So that courageousness and what motivates me is me wanting the best out of life. It never is a day that I don't want the best out of life. And the best connections that I can come in contact with.
I remember when I was a young kid, and coming up, my mother, mind you, I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Mom went hungry some nights to make sure we all ate.
Yeah.
And made sure, like, for school, she go hungry in weeks at a time, not eat nothing.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure her kids, make sure all of us were straight for school and everything. Sneakers that we wanted, she went hungry for that. The clothes we wanted, she went hungry for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to, black men
women.
and women,
Mm-hmm.
children, respect your mothers, because your mothers are strong.
Those true.
Very strong women. Very
and we
strong.
can get caught up into that. And I know for my story and my journey, once I had my first child, I vowed I would never want any of my children to feel the missing love that I had felt.
Right.
So I overcompensated. I overcompensated.
You gave the same amount of love.
Oh my gosh.
Same amount of love.
And I pushed it. I pushed it because I
You're
did
a good
not.
mother.
Yeah. And when I was with my biological mother and my biological father up until I was 5. And then when I was separated from them and had to get used to another family,
Right.
I knew that these people were not my biological people, so parents. So that separation it shattered my life.
Right.
Because here I'm still wanting the love and the connection from all I knew up
Right.
until that time. So I had instilled in my mind, if I ever have children, but then I had to renew my mind because I was losing myself. I could lose it, and I did. And now I'm at a wonderful age mark. I'm almost 50.
I'm already there.
48, but I'm at a wonderful age that
How old are you, Kim?
Yes, you are. I'm enjoying now that I don't have to be selfish in what Kim wants.
You know, listen, once you reach your mid-40s, you really have nothing to prove to nobody, because if you're a cool person and you're 40-something, mid-40s,
40-something. Just
you
say 40.
are
I
cool.
love the 40s. Yeah.
You are cool. You're cool.
Nothing more.
If you're a mean person at the age of 40-something, you're a mean person.
Stop. Exactly.
But let me tell you, once you reach your 40s, man, you are who you are. You have nothing to prove to nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I'm living it. I'm living it up.
you-
And then I have that closure.
Right.
My closure. So,
Boy, I tell you, it's something. Boy, I tell you.
But you know what, Mark? And I love to share, and I love when people like you and other people I talk to on podcasts or live and try to inspire. This feeling, I want everybody to feel.
Yeah.
Because, like I said before, we all have past. We all have things that we have went through, and challenges and disappointments in life.
Right.
That has crippled us, or if it has not been accepted and embraced, have put us in a stagnated place in our life, or has affected our life with our children, or affected our life with our mates, or affected our work life,
Right.
because of those things. And you have to find the root of it. And I found the root of mine.
Right.
And I'm like, these are things that not only I have went through, child molestation, like I said, the misdiagnosis, and it was really PTSD, but back then they could not test it in the 70s accurately. Bullying, being in resource for almost 6 years, and then
I want to laugh, but yo.
you know what? I can't.
He said
But
resource.
this is real. Yeah,
I know, but
they call it
I got I gotta have a little sense of humor, because this is a very serious book, The Epitome of Kimmy, from Kimberly Bell. Is it upright? Okay, it's upright. Kimberly Bell.
Y'all can laugh. Yeah.
Y'all.
But it's a resource. It's special ed now, right?
Oh my God.
But yeah, so it was real, and
She said resource. I haven't heard that name since I went to school.
Yeah, and things happen.
Right.
But what I've learned in accepting that is that just because it was misdiagnosed, let me tell you, going through the college, I
Right.
found out that retaining I'm not good at. And there is like these part of the learning disability that I do have that I got to work extra hard. But I didn't let that stop me
you.
from doing what I have now. I hold 2 degrees.
That's right.
But statistics said from the beginning, now, as you said, the resource, the statistics said on paper that I would never read or write effectively.
Right.
But once again, we got to get to that choosing what you want for your life.
You have to fight for it mentally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to really fight. If you really want to get yourself together, you have to fight up here. You have to fight because nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself.
And it's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy. It's a fight that it's not easy. And our fight, sometimes we have to recognize that fights that we have fought in different ways.
Absolutely.
That has impacted our life negatively. Now, some people fought and try to fight through their challenges and situations and heartaches and pains and trauma and stuff through drugs, through alcohol. And thank God that I chose different paths, but that's not judging and saying that I didn't have a choice to choose that. I just didn't choose. But what I did choose, I had to come out of it. I had to fight to say, this is not impacting my life right. That depression, wanting to stay in bed all day and all night with children, just enough to give them a little bit of me. And go right back into my room, beautiful house, and just sleep.
Right.
Just be depressed. Eating.
Right.
One time I got, my weight would fluctuate because of the stress. So we have to understand that, like you said, the fight isn't easy, but we have to recognize how we're going to fight. And I advocate mental health because that's my support system. Through writing this book, and she's on speed dial, by the way. Like if I ever get into the committed relationship or whatever, I have my support system. My therapist will be there for me to vent, to schedule a session to help me air out and get through some of the things, because life isn't easy. Challenges isn't easy to overcome. And then there's triggers that happens.
Right.
Especially like this is domestic abuse awareness
month.
Yeah, month. Yeah, this is domestic abuse awareness month. And me and another girlfriend was talking about, like, even when you don't even have to be hit, but if you've been through mental abuse or in physical abuse, just a tone or a word outside of your name can trigger your mind into going backwards. So we always, I advocate, you always need that support system build up to help you not to go back into unhealthy patterns.
Absolutely. The one who can get us through it all is the Most High, Lord
Yes.
Jesus Christ. He'll get us through any situation.
Yes.
If you put Him first and focus on Him and don't just walk forward. Don't look back. Because if you look back, that's when the devil can come in and try to get in on your groove. Get on your groove. While you're in your groove, the devil always try to come through and try to, do what he does.
Yes.
Try to keep you all balanced and all that. So that's another reason why I said you have to fight, because if you don't fight, the devil's going to overtake you. So what you going to do? What you going to do? How do you feel about this, when the pandemic first started and from when it first started and how it is today? How is it affecting you right now?
Well, my family and I had an encounter with it. Just before the book was now, granted, everything was ready to go. It just wasn't signed, sealed, and delivered for me to purchase the books on Amazon. But I had a date for August the 13th, which is my birthday, for my shipment of 50 of the books would be to my house. In July, my family was attacked by COVID. My daughter, my baby daughter, and myself, adult daughter, the baby adult daughter of the 4 adult kids, and myself got attacked so bad that we were hospitalized.
Wow.
We both, well, quite a few immediate family was tested positive for COVID. Just went around our family.
Wow.
The kids were tested positive. They had no signs though, no symptoms, but they were tested and they were, they had was positive. But like I said, I and my adult daughter, the baby girl, was hospitalized. I went in one weekend, and the following weekend she went in the other one. And I'm telling you right now, I thought somebody would be raising my other child. We were talking about God. I cried out to God and said, "Now look, I don't know, but this here, I'm pretty sure, but if it's your will, I don't really believe this is my time to go, but I'm feeling, are you calling me home?" Because it was
scary.
that bad. It was that bad. I questioned.
Pray for
and
all the families.
I cried, and I cried out, and of course, thank God he spared my life, spared Kelly's life, but it was really close. We were impacted the most.
Wow.
And we have a different age bracket, so it was nothing but God showing us warnings and whatever. But while I'm in the hospital bed, this is how ironic this is. While I'm in the hospital bed, my phone keeps going off by the promoter about the book, because everything is ready. He just needed me to, and I'm like, I am in the hospital, but I knew. I said, gosh, this is too close to my purpose-driven life for it to end like this. So this is a sign for me that I knew that this book was going to need to be out with me living. But I knew that with my life being spared, I was going to run.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to walk. I said, when it gets on the Amazon truck, whoever I can speak to elaborate on my journey,
right,
to help inspire, to help motivate, to any question you want to ask me of not understanding a part, or how did I get from 15 to that mentality to 20 something years old with my I would call it my initial first marriage that I stayed in to about almost 9 years, with 11 years older difference, and I still had to choose to go back to school because I quit in 11th grade. I knew those steps that I had to make. I had to be determined to make it. But I said, I knew that I wasn't the only one that had this story within. That I just allowed courage to let me tell my truth and tell my story, that it's millions of women, millions of men out there that just stuck and have similar stories and saying no one understands. Well, I do.
I feel you on that.
And I know you do.
Right. I always hear, every time I think like that, I always hear somebody or someone or a voice in my head, which is God talking to you. Is someone out there is far worse than what you're going through. True. And my heart goes out to everybody who's going through some type of spiritual darkness or any type of darkness right now.
Right.
I pray and encourage everyone to just focus up and focus on God, because if you don't focus on God or anything, the darkness is going to overtake you. So there it is.
Trust God, pray, and build your support system.
Build your support system up, and surround yourself with people who loves you and who's going to help you, move forward.
And it may not be, I've learned too, it may not be the people that you want it to be.
Right.
I stopped looking for the people that I wanted to be there. And God started continuing to bring people that I needed there.
Right.
Chapters that I just wanna tell you, just to give you an idea how I came up with my logo. In each chapter, I cried like a baby, but the first chapter is the unwanted gift. The second one is the journey of my life begins. The third chapter, we were talking about our higher power.
Oh, yeah.
God, is this God's plan for my life? The other chapter is searching for love. The fifth chapter is silent pain. And I'm so glad that through the whole journey of my life, I'm able to have a voice. I wasn't this loud or this voice. I was told in the ministry that I tell the truth too much, I talk too much or whatever, so I shut it down. I got a little quiet. now I'm back with my voice.
Right.
Becoming me and then accepting me is the last chapter. So I encourage you, if any of those chapters is not is not similar to anything that you can recall in your life, maybe you know someone, so you can get this book and give it to them. Share it to them. Share it with them.
Is there anybody I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut your
that's okay.
wisdom.
I was done.
Is there anybody you would like to give a special shout out to, speak to, just say hi, you love them and all that? Just send a shout out.
I like to shout out to my family, my supporters, all my Courtney, Candace, Kelly, my son. They have been my support from the beginning to the end, and Manya, and my Facebook family and friends, my cousins, my closest dear, they know who they are. Eric Jones, he's been in that season of my life where during the COVID, he remembers just supported and cheered me on to go ahead and get this out. My hero, my Shiro, my oldest sister, she we still have a wonderful relationship. I'm just really blessed that I have my therapist. She knows who she is. I've been doing this journey, and God has allowed different people in my life that has really connected to my spirit, has accepted Kimmy for who Kimmy is. And my promoter, Eddie, that designed the book, I wouldn't have been able to do it all without him. He just seen the vision and just ran with it when I was saying, going through picture to picture, no, I don't like that. Can you make sure that scheme is right? And when he put the water scheme in the back, I said, that one's it. Don't do anything else, but that one's it, because it felt like my journey was like water, ripples,
right?
Ripples that I had to come through, and it's been my shout-outs is on the back of my books. It's been ministers and pastors in my life that has impacted my life and have supported my book, has supported my journey. And I just want to let you all know I love you. I can't remember or recall and say everybody's name, but you all know who I'm talking about. I love you and thank you so much.
Yes, I would like to give a shout out to everybody who's supporting the Mark Ballard Show, who believes in the Mark Ballard Show. Once again, this is the spiritual mental health segment of the Mark Ballard Show. We have a lot more to come. I have to give a shout out to Rap Fiend Radio out in Michigan. My man Epiphany and Rush the Guillotine, salute to y'all. Eric Shirell Jones, my homeboy, I love you. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so many people I need to name. The Ballard family, Aunt Thelma, Uncle Wayne, my mother, of course. I forgot mom first, but y'all know who it is. Y'all know who you are. I love y'all. I salute every last one of y'all. And we're out. I'm done. Like I said, if you want to be a guest on the Mark Ballard Show, you can reach me at the Mark Ballard Show at gmail.com. And we out, y'all. I have nothing more to say.
I appreciate it.
I love everybody.
It was a blast. It was fun. I hope you all enjoy.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoy. And this is going places right here. I'm sorry. Hey. we got to do what we got to do. You know what I mean? I love everybody, man. The Ballard Show signing off. Peace.